Hello! So my name is Liz and I just wanted to talk and share with you all about some of my travel experiences. Ooh, 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 ooh. So today I wanted to talk about my time where I studied and lived abroad in Morocco. Yes, so Morocco. I think a lot about how I just love and miss my whole experience of living and studying in Morocco with my habitis. So I miss you all in Morocco and I hope I can come back when everything is open, and yeah, I'm hoping and I will, inshallah. So I wanted to just talk and chat with you all about my time in Morocco. So let's go ahead and get on in. So I'm just going to share briefly with you a little bit about the process of me studying and living in Morocco. So I was in my last year of university and I have always had this dream to travel, but I hadn't ever traveled really. My family, they hadn't really traveled much, and I hadn't really done anything with travel at all. So I was talking with my friends and basically they were just like, why not see about if you could maybe even study abroad? And I was like, oh, well, it's my last year of university. I don't know if it'll be possible. But basically it was possible. So I talked to the study abroad advisor at my school, and from there it just happened. I looked at the programs and everything. Me and her, we talked a lot, and then we just made it happen. So I went through my school to study abroad, and yeah, I mean, it was a really long process, but it all happened extremely fast because I had decided only, I had probably only decided that I wanted to study abroad for sure in September maybe, and the applications were due in October maybe. Yeah. So it all happened really fast. Yeah. So I had a lot of stuff to do. I had to figure out how I was going to pay for it. I had to figure out where it is in the world I wanted to go to study abroad. But the thing is, I was just really open to going wherever. And so I had seriously looked and researched all the programs that the study abroad place had offered. Because with what my situation was, is I could actually go to any country that was offered, because all that I had left for my classes I needed to take was electives, so I could go anywhere in the world pretty much, which was awesome. And so I had decided, after a long time of researching and just going through absolutely everything, because I was open to go anywhere. Morocco was the one that stood out to me a lot. It was something that was just completely different from everything I knew. The culture was vibrant, the pictures looked gorgeous. I didn't speak the language there. I was actually really looking for a really deep immersion, and I just went for it. So that's how my process is with that, on how I decided to go live and study abroad in Morocco. Then from there, basically, you just had to fill out lots and lots of paperwork through an online website portal thing. I studied abroad with ISA Study Abroad program. They're really organized. They have great advisors. I still keep in contact with my friends that I made in Morocco, and also the advisors from there, because they became basically like family. So that's pretty much my process with that. You had to fill out all of these forms about housing, talk with your school about electives, transfer, that kinds of things. your documentation of like lots of school records, health records, and you had to get like some shots, things like that. Make sure you have a passport, visas, stuff like that. It's a lot of stuff to do, but the cool thing is with ISA is they actually really helped with all of this, and also my study abroad advisor helped, and that's pretty much like the process of how it is when you go and study abroad. They'll pretty much help you along the way. And yeah, once I got to Morocco, so I actually backtracked just a little bit. So I actually got a scholarship to study abroad in Morocco. It wasn't paid all the way in full, but pretty close. I actually won the Gilman scholarship. Yeah, so I'll link it below for those of you who are interested in studying abroad. And there are actually lots of different scholarships that you can apply for studying abroad. And also, if you are in university, you can ask your study abroad advisors, and they will give you a full list of the ones that they offer at your school and the places that they offer where you can study abroad with your university. And that's just a little thing. Once I finally went to Morocco, so I had my flight, and it was the longest flight I've ever done, but also I've not traveled before. But Morocco is a long ways away. Yeah, amazing. But I lived in an apartment in the city of Meknes, and I lived with a whole bunch of other girls. I had actually applied to live in a homestay, but it just didn't work out that year because they had to fill the apartments first, because not that many people decide to live in Morocco and study abroad there. So yeah, but that was just my situation. I absolutely loved living in the apartment I lived in, and I lived with lots of girls, and also we really got to know each other, and they're still my close friends today. And my study abroad experience just opened me up to a whole bunch of new perspectives about culture. It was my first time being immersed in a language that I had absolutely no clue about. Morocco is so diverse, and everything that I knew about what it might be like was completely wrong. And so it was just really thrilling learning about it and also being open to a new culture. And it just made me so excited about travel, and ever since then, it's all I can think about is travel. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I love Morocco for that reason. It was like my first, experience, and I love Moroccan culture. It's so vibrant and just amazing. Moroccan people are extremely friendly. I've never met people so hospitable in my whole life, and I don't think I ever will, because it was just amazing how hospitable they were. Morocco is all about hospitality, community, and good vibes. Like, that's Morocco. And also Moroccan tea. So, yes. So that's kind of like what Morocco is like. I also, in Morocco, I studied as well. I know. But so I took different classes like Islamic politics. I took like women's studies, gender studies, a class about like migration and transnationalism. I learned about like different religions and stuff. And then I also did an internship. My internship was amazing. I worked in this place. It was a women's community center. So this is where I started to briefly teach English to the kids in the community. Also was a women's like empowerment center. So every week, me and this other coworker, we would organize events for the women. So we did lots of self-care stuff for the women, teaching them about women's rights, some language lessons with them, getting to know them, talk circles, things like that. I also worked on an art project where I made lots of murals in the center, so I got to do a lot of art and lots of painting and creating and just helping build the community. I did absolutely so much while I was at this internship, and I loved it. Like, this is the kind of work I would absolutely love to do with my life, a place like this. this community center, I could have a whole entire video about that, so I'm gonna do that for another time because I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. Yeah. And then with my study abroad in Morocco, I will say this, it was way too short. I could have lived in Morocco for a whole entire year. Inshallah, I'm coming back someday. But yeah, so that kind of in a nutshell is my study abroad experience. The really cool thing I learned from studying abroad is that I really love traveling. Like, it's something that's more than just a hobby, it's something I'm really passionate about. 2, I learned all about immersion, and I was also open to being immersed in a new culture. 3, I got to just learn and experience a new culture. And since I was living there, it was something that you got to experience that you can't quite learn from just reading in books or watching videos even. It's just something that you experience while being there, which is, you know, immersion, I guess, which is what I had said earlier. And then also there's this whole thing about study abroad where it pushes you to learn a lot about yourself, because since you're living in a whole entire new country and you're living with people that you don't know, you're in an environment that you don't know, you kind of get to redefine yourself and relearn everything there is to learn in the world, and it can be a whole entire self-healing journey for you. It kind of just depends on your perspective and how open it is you are to change. When I studied abroad, it made me learn a lot about what it is I'm truly passionate about, and also kind of change a little bit my direction in life and what it is I wanted to do. Because now I have a travel blog. I've been an English teacher in Thailand for a year and a half, and I want to get back to traveling and all of these things. I've got some side hustles. I sell apparel online, and I'm looking to start up a business. You know, I've changed up my life a little bit, and Morocco is where I can say that all of these ideas about all that stuff is where it came from. Yeah. So that's pretty much my brief story about how it is I went and studied abroad, and also what it was like for me, what I learned studying abroad in Morocco. And yeah, so that's all I have for you all, and thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!